Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration. I want to get hit by a train. I have basically decided that trying to set up space elevators to ship materials from other planets is a bad idea. So that means there's less that I need to do before I start setting up the bioscience. Yeah, hello. I'm doing well. How are you doing? I just need to look at... Yes, I need methane, okay. Hopefully you've had an okay week. What am I looking for? I'm looking for small stuff. Yeah. It's like... Is it like when parents have 3 kids and you're their favorite middle kid? Because I'm my parents' favorite middle child. Okay, I need to go pick up something from space. No, I don't need to pick up something. I need to fly from here. With... I mean... I don't know. My only scale for that is like... I guess in media that's the portrayal. But I don't know, I can't imagine... As a middle child, I can't imagine there being much of a difference in treatment. Like, I imagine every older sibling, younger sibling probably have their own grievances. I'm trying to fly to the asteroid belt. Oh, let's have an interesting percentage thing. What? Yeah. I do play a bunch of Factorio. Well, not quite. The asteroid belts... I guess it is an asteroid. The asteroid belts are sort of... I believe it's some sort of infinite horizontal map. And they have large amounts of some resources. Like this belt, a lot of barrel, a lot of water, a lot of methane. So it's a good place to mine some resources. You can mine asteroids. It's a little... I should have picked up more solar panels. It's a little bit weird. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out... This is there. Add destination. Uh, 360 for now. That would be pretty funny. It would be odd for Factorio, but it would be really funny to go east and just keep going, and then you're trapped in a loop. I assume it would be a lot more difficult to do, but it would be interesting to manage my power drain. Keeping it... it might be too fast now. It's questionable. the flickering is all about the... Why is that not building? They flicker to maintain the set speed. Why is this not building? Oh, I didn't grab... Excellent time waste. I didn't grab base platforms. That's fine. I'll have to adjust that. Okay, I didn't put a clamp here yet. I need to do that when I get back. Well, that's a waste of time. Oh, did I wait for power to regen? I didn't. Okay. It's a little awkward that it flickers. I wonder if there's a pattern to it, how they decide which one turns on. But I expect it's based on something, but I have no idea what. Lasers? Like, it's... Yeah, it's sort of... There's a... You can set speed values in this spaceship console. Wow, the spaceship console has 1 joule of energy storage. Weird. Like, you can set speeds based on where you are, which actually I guess I should set 95 and like 110 there. And this is how it manages it. Yeah. I mean, it would be pretty cool if it had to balance itself. It would be annoying and weird, but it would be interesting. It isn't that type of game, though. There's all those, like, spaceship building games that exist. Oop, I'm out of power. That's bad. Did I do that? Oh. Yeah, a lot of spaceship considerations in that game. Why does this drain so fast? Oh, I guess I could try to fit more accumulators in, that would help. Fit in 2 more, 4 more, double my power. Should be fine. Yeah, I've never, like, I know myself well enough that I've never even tried to touch Kerbal Space Program because the... Okay, yeah, no, it's separate. Because all that, like, very specific things to worry about. Oh yeah, this mod has minor issues. Those very specific things would be a struggle for me. Okay, this is whatever, that's fine. This should be methane, iron, stop. Scheduler, methane, iron, stop. Just stick with the 360 for now. I could control it some other way. I'll think about that in the future. But now I just need a lot of these. I have tried Satisfactory like 2 or 3 times, but the initial resource system which is, like, it's not something crazy, it's just sort of the initial approach to resources feels like satisfactory, but kind of, or not satisfactory, Factorio, but kind of annoying. Like, not bad, but like the early gathering just, and the early very quick upgrading through tiers by collecting a bunch of stuff kills my drive. Like oh, that's bad. Okay, I forgot about this. I forgot that I had these already set up. Oh, whatever, I have to pick these up because I have to do this. It seems like a super, Factorio-esque game, and it would totally be up my alley, but that initial start is just weird. I haven't, though. The base game was on sale for like $4 a couple weeks ago, and I bought it then. And I have been considering trying to play it sometime in the future. Okay. Fuel is full. Good. Whenever they're gonna kidnap some robots, no matter what I do here. And I can't break the robots. But I have played, what, like, SimCity 4? Which was a CD game, not a Siri game. 2003 game, very old. Yeah. Oh. There's a lot of very specific, nostalgia for SimCity 4. Like Zoo Tycoon, but specifically the dinosaur version. Because dinosaurs are great. Yeah. SimCity not existing is not, being what it could be is sad. What was it? They made one that was sort of, yeah, just called SimCity, and it was just kind of a nightmare. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I never really... Yeah, SimCity 2013. Very, EA. Yeah, like, my impression was, like... Well, my only impression really was, when it released, it was super troubling, but then it eventually got better. But, like, the initial release was really bad. And always online in 2013, which has now become kind of the norm, which could maybe be blamed on the, it became what it is now because of stuff like that. Ah, my robots do all the work. Yeah. There's so many... There have been a lot of those older games have had like interesting, you know, attempts to make modern versions of them that I believe have generally been pretty successful. Yeah. I mean, it is sort of a case where I think Cities Skylines, the first one, I don't know how the second one's doing now, did do a good job of mostly filling the niche, I believe. Oh, that was misplaced. Okay, there. Like, it's pretty good. Okay. I just know that the initial release of Cities Skyline. Also, I hate the name of Cities Skylines. The like plural city is very weird to me. I know why it's plural, but it is one of those things where like the initial my impression of the initial release was, why is it a new release? But as they make progress, it'll get better. But yeah, I've basically only read small things about the Kerbal Space Program 2 and how it was incredibly... It's just kind of sad how it ended up. Yeah. At least the first game, at least it's the case like the first game is still completely playable and functional and whatever, right? Unlike, there's some games where, oh, they release a sequel, while at the same time making it so you can't play the original, which would have been really weird for Kerbal Space Program, because it's not an online multiplayer game. But, like, a lot of weird stuff. Yeah. Mostly, like, it's sort of... The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is sort of how Overwatch got shut down for Overwatch 2, but then Overwatch 2 was like, why bother? At least that type of stuff didn't happen with Kerbal Space Program, which is something, but it would be weird if it did. But yeah. And it's just I saw recently that Overwatch 2 is now called Overwatch, because it's back to just Overwatch. It's just weird. Well, it's not weird, it's a money grab, but... or a cash grab. Yeah. It could be that there's nothing against it being like a scam, because if it's a sort of weird early access scenario, it can be sort of difficult, I imagine, because stuff is not... Early access has been an issue for like 12 years, at least, I think. I can't remember when Steam Greenlight started. In my head it says 2014, but... Yeah. The only thing for me that sort of hasn't soured me entirely on early access is that some games are labeled early access when they aren't, so they really shouldn't be early access, but like... There's somewhere it's clearly this is done, but they don't want to make it officially released for whatever weird reason. Like those types of games, yeah, I can play those. But it is certainly... It's generally not a super positive well, it's pretty much never positive for the consumer. There's maybe some cases where it's like it's fine, but I don't know if there's ever cases where it's actually good. There should be more methane than... Yeah, I need very little methane. How many chests? Oh, my ship left me behind. Okay. Please come back. The scheduler worked, at least. Yeah. Oh, the best, I don't know, early access that exists in a non-serious way is sort of everything about, oh, I can't remember the name for some reason. The one that's made definitely millions of dollars and is the prime example of scope creep. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. I'm thinking Star Sector, Star something. This rocket, if it ran out of fuel, would be really bad, but it's fairly efficient within the working space because the ion fuel is reasonably low consumption within, as long as it's not trying to interact with landing. I don't think it's Starfield. Star Citizen, that's it. Star Citizen, which has been going for such a long time. And like frequently sells new ships for large amounts of money, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, if people have the disposable income that they really want to put into that game, more power to them, but it is one of the craziest, like, games I've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, I sort of don't personally feel that it's scummy. I just think that it could be better. Like, I think No Man's Sky might be the best example of updating a game. I don't know if they've finally gotten to doing like paid DLC, but I know they've basically turned around from one of the worst game launches that I could remember to being an actually respected game. Oh yeah. Like, I think it's sort of, to me it becomes a matter of, like, if they do a bunch of DLCs a year, that's very eh. If they're releasing DLCs before the game has even released, that's not a good thing. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's very much not great. Bad. Oh, I need to circuit control this. I know how now. So this is outputting the signal. I just need to think for a second. I'm looking for Novus orbit. It should be somewhere. That Novus orbit is automation signal planet 740. Planet orbit equals 740. Enable it. Okay. Oh no. I think some people can complain too much about stuff, but I think complaining about general stuff like that can be fun, especially when it's not. I don't have an issue with that, as long as it's not, the only thing that I've ever talked about. But like, I think sort of have a mixed thing. Like, DLC is a way for them to add something new and get paid for it, which makes sense. But there's a middle ground that kind of needs to exist that often doesn't. This looks really bad. I could probably change it, but I don't think it would make a difference. It might just be... it wouldn't be faster. Never mind, it wouldn't change anything. The buffer doesn't... the buffer I don't think actually helps much, but... it exists. Okay. This should leave automatically soon, and I'm just here to keep an eye on it. And then I can start working on the next step, which is outputting the methane. Yeah, like, I mean, I think Paradox is one of the biggest examples of, what am I looking for? Paradox is Cities Skylines. Like, the biggest example of sort of, they're the publisher that has, like, the most consistent, this game will have 50 DLCs. I mean, Cities Skylines 2 already has 20 DLCs. Some of which are just music, but you have to pay $27 for 20 bridges and some other ocean dock marine stuff, which is a little weird. Oh. This world, I've been playing this world long enough that the warning beeps have become background. Completely background noise that I've tuned out. This does not work properly, because that's the target. It's fine right now. I hate how this works. It doesn't do... Maybe if I do speed equals 0 and planet orbit? The way these circuits work are a little janky. Yeah, what? The other ones... So many specific examples of Paradox as a publisher. I guess Crusader Kings is one of the big examples, which I really shouldn't just be looking on Steam for... Oh no, Stellaris. That's a great example too of DLCs. It's a lot of stuff. But then you have, like, I think Hollow Knight and Silksong. I think Silksong is expected to have an update at some point that I think is just free. Yeah, free expansion type stuff, which might be because I don't know if it was Silksong was kickstarted again or something. But there are very different approaches. To this type of stuff, which does sort of suggest that some of the ones that are more egregious are maybe not, maybe they don't need to be as egregious as they are to make enough money, but it's kind of, ooh, that's interesting. I wonder what I'm stuck on. Oh, am I in space? Yeah, I was floating somehow. Interesting. So something about the clamp. I'm in space, so I can't move. Except I can. Weird. There's something about the clamp that kind of gets you stuck. If you walk into it. What a weird issue. It's something to do with space. Yeah. That's accurate. Something about being in space gets you stuck. Okay, now, I need to decide how I'm gonna deal with this stuff. I think if I get a passive provider... that will be enough for the methane. This will supply the methane for the bio science. I could have merged those onto one belt, maybe, but the iron here, I don't really need. I don't really need it to be here. This is already there, and I kind of want to send some iron down. I'll have to plan something there. But these can merge. That probably doesn't need to be that way, but okay. Temporarily, these will all just go into a chest. So that this can keep moving. That will have to change, but I just need to make sure this can move a bit and at least make use of the iron. Okay, I can turn this back on. Start counting? Good. Now that should cycle. I should probably make sure it has enough ion, but that hopefully won't break. I have enough buffer. I guess I should make a warning for myself. So, I don't need to be in space anymore, because that consumes life support. Has this been supplied? Yes, it has. Excellent. Very good news. That's undersupplied for some reason because that's full. Okay, that's understandable. As long as this keeps it moving, that's all I need. Read all belts. And greater than equal to 400. There's sand. That should now run more smoothly. This will hopefully not fill up too quickly. And I will have actual beryllium, which I really, really need. Ooh, that's gonna need to be improved, I think. Yeah, beryllium's not filling up as fast as I would like. Because this is running out. Sort of. Oh, the issue is that sleeping. I guess I could change priorities. If I want this one to be prioritized. But it shouldn't really matter. It looks like it's fine. It's just the chests empty really quickly because the chests are very... The stack sizes are very small. No, the real issue is that this one is not being drawn on as much for some reason. Which is clearly an issue on my end. Okay, that should be even. So the left side should be equal. The right side's the issue. Which is this is the issue. Why did I do it this way? I think it should be fine. It should draw from each evenly. It's weird. I don't know why I did that way. This is running. It should be fine. I really need that barrel to be shipped. Okay. Appliance ones are dead because I don't have space transport belts. Don't have space transport belts because I don't have motors. I don't have motors because this is not going to this is not going up because I have rocket sections. I don't have rocket sections because I don't have beryllium. It always makes sense. Okay, but now I can design. Okay. This will be a challenge, I think. I will need to plan out a bunch of stuff. These steps at the top are the easiest, but I will forget them again by the end. Genetics facility, biosludge. I need to ship the biosludge, which will be annoying. I think I wanted to scale up chemical gel. The chemical gel here produces 8 per second. That could be boosted with modules. pretty easily. Why did I place it here? I had a reason. Is it because I couldn't... space it better? I don't know, it's weird. It's difficult looking back at bad designs, figuring out why they are the way they are. Okay, this makes 32 per second, which is 1800 per minute, which should be not called gel, chemical gel. Oh, it's a fluid. I consume peak of 900, which means I should produce enough. I don't need more chemical gel. I need to pipe it over to the left, which might be difficult. I'm counting on my blank data card still being fine. Biosludge is its own annoyance, but it will start. By consuming wood. That just looks wild. That's a lot of stuff. It's been a while since this has happened. It's a huge amount of catch-up to do. Most of it looks okay. Did I run out of this metal, or am I misremembering how this is set up? Nope, that's fine. Weird. Okay, currently I should not be having... I should not leave these in my inventory. So waste of space. Okay. So out of my inventory. So I have a lot of space here to work with for the bioscience. It should be relatively... Oh, that was very odd looking. It should work fine. As long as I have the resources. So. Maybe... copy that to restrict my space. Figure out how I want to fit this in. Those go together. This needs all of those liquids. The methane is just going to be made locally, so that can probably go basically like that. Except if other recipes later will need methane. Doesn't look like it. But still best to leave a space so that I can run that later if I want to. And then that still can be supplied. This is to produce cosmic water, which I think I don't actually need. I think I did the math incorrectly, because this cosmic water makes 80 per second, which is a lot per minute. 800 times 6, 4,800 a minute, which should be, yeah, about 3,000 more than I need, and I only need an additional 500, so I don't need that. unless piping stuff becomes an issue. This needs the chemical gels. I could bring those together. Biomass is the issue there. So those can go together. I maybe pipe chemical gel in there, cosmic water there. The output's its own issue. This and that share similar outputs. Those can be combined and those can be combined. This could also be moved down here, which is also fine. This is biosludge in. I don't have anything for producing biosludge placed. Initial production will be this, which doesn't even need to be sped up, which is a biochemical facility. Give me sludge. So, cosmic water. Biosludges can be used just about everywhere. No, so you only use them about a third, and then it gets even less use later. Okay. So it doesn't need to be too flexibly located. Need to have cosmic water somewhere nearby. Ion or a plasma stream comes from over. I'm down here. I can get the plasma. I can get chemical gel from there, that's okay. Plasma's running here. This could be pulled here, sent down and across. So I can get plasma down there. It's not plasma, is it? Is it particle? Particle stream. Nope, it's plasma stream. I don't remember the names because there's so many names. Okay, this one is, okay, that's its own deal. That's gonna be another one of these that needs to be set up. Which means we need to make a new delivery cannon. Which will be fine. Okay, this one and this one both need to feed off of that. That one needs the genetic data. That doesn't seem right. Did I not put... Oh, this is the genetic data there. Okay. This will feed into there, so that... Those can go together. Rotated appropriately. Then this has an output that matches with this. I probably do want to put this over this way. I didn't put the biochemical facilities down for the nutrient. Oh no, this is a nutrient gel. That has to get over here. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they're still okay. This will need to be fed from there. That will feed there. No, those are already directly feeding. That's fine. Iron plates, glass, that's easy. The nutrient gel is made here. The nutrient gel is all the liquids and the methane. I guess the cosmic water. This is, oh, that's actually pretty convenient. I might need to scale this up the tiniest amount. Ooh, that's not actually keeping up, is it? I'm gonna speed all those up just to be preemptive. I don't think it will keep up, and if it doesn't, I need to adjust, and I need contaminated biosludge will be produced much more, and so I will need to process it finally. Ow. Oh. I don't know why I didn't do that step sooner, probably because it didn't help. I wonder what sort of refund... 800 in, 965, 685 out, 99% of that. There's actually not a lot of biosludge needed. Messy. Okay, then I add that. Then the linear unrestricted item at this point needs to be biosludge, I guess? Yeah, it's a fairly low input of biosludge needed at this point. Reduce a bunch of scrap. The scrap is fine. Decontaminated cosmic water. Yeah, feeds back, produces cosmic water. Reducing the drain. Oh. That doesn't seem right. I must be missing something. Ah, what I'm missing is... yeah, the production of biosludge. Figured that happened. Because the production of biosludge introduces more cosmic water into the system, which makes it look like it's cosmic water positive, but this is minus 115. It's really close to being neutral though, which I guess makes sense because the water is still water. It's combining with stuff, then the stuff that it's combined with is being removed, then it's being cleaned. So it's all relatively contained. Okay, that looks fine. The decontamination stuff might need to be adjusted. Yeah, I can only decontaminate 220... oh, that's 223 per second. I think that's fine. Okay, that should be fine. So all that waste can go off to the right side. Which makes this a little bit easier. This will need to go to this line. Will probably be that. This needs biosludge, this is where I'm producing biosludge. Both of those need it. Sure, let's see how bad of an idea this is. I should swap those. For better right there. Genetic data is all good. I don't have everything. Stream coming from the right. Both of those we find the biomass itself. Bioculture. Do I have the bioculture? I have it here. Which, if I put this on that side, I could just carry it into there, but leave it for now. The Vitamelange spice is shipped in alongside the extract as separate, probably just rockets because it's easier. Cool thermofluid should be fine and only needed for the supercomputers, which is good. None of these intermediate steps need to be cooled because that would probably kill whatever the bio stuff they're working with is. This one can go many places. Ideally near here, though. I think that's pretty satisfying as a spot. That will all feed together. That feeds up to there. And then I just need to supply the lubricant on the bottom. Everything else looks usable. This will stay there. I will need to provide no, can't put it there. Okay, leave it where it was. Provide that. Looks very clunky, but it should fit. I need to make sure I'm copying properly. Should fit without a problem. And then I just need to get resources into the area. So, give myself the space. Yeah, I might as well just continue off to the left instead of trying to fit stuff above and below. I have space above and below to move pipes. So this is that. It means I want that to connect. I have no growth facilities or genetics facilities. Growth. Kind of weird to be doing all this in space when in this world we can't really even do it on land. So space might influence the specifics of how these biological samples exist and survive, but science. Yeah, that hits all the important stuff on the left, and that will hit all this up there. That fits. So, routing of this should be painless. Going down further. Can't go much further without it being a problem. this is where this does not work. Without me make some changes, which are fine. Just awkward. There to there. Boom. Step one. Now I have clean cosmic water here and here. This cosmic water is slightly awkward. That is easy. It's probably bad. Oh yeah, I didn't need that because I forgot that I was gonna run it here. That means it may be better to do that. Just run that normally. This is goes to there, so that will all need to work together. Process it. Basically need to run that down. Probably just process it here. Use biosludge, the contaminated scrap just needs to be thrown away into an active provider. That's the only physical item. Then this biosludge can go back into the system here. Cross. There. Other than that, this is going better than I expected. Give me the biosludge, I got that. I just need the chemical gel. I also need to make sure I have enough space to input with the requester chest. Painless, can't do anything to I can't productivity in space anyway. Okay, that is processing. That will provide me with enough biosludge to get started. Should run this all the way up. Keep it safe. Now, why is this not crafting? Because I don't have inserters. It's a fair reason. I have a boiler up here. Electric boilers are one of the weirdest items for some reason to me. Okay. So, it looks clean enough. The only issue now is this stuff. I can feed off of this one. Pull that to the left. That seems like the way to go. Feed that in here. almost looks like it was carefully spaced out. But I think it was actually a coincidence that I had enough space to fit 2 sets of pipes down there. That looks really bad. I'm gonna leave it for now, but... So, I might want to speed that up in case it's necessary. That will feed both of those the chemical gel. That's good. I probably should make a tank just to have this collecting right now. All this contaminated biosludge finally isn't just gonna collect forever. Contaminated scrap is... Oh no, contaminated scrap is a big byproduct of the physical material line. This is all about the liquid, so I don't need to worry about that. Boom, this just needs a requester in the biomass. Okay, step by step. This is missing biosludge. Because I forgot that that was there. I'll feed some biosludge in. I could also instead have connected to here, which I think would be better. I'll have to make sure this is connected to this. Which I guess might just be... It's gonna be ugly, but... So this should produce now, which is good. This will feed that, and feed this. This, I just need to set up a requester chest, and it will be done. This needs the bioculture needs the vitamelange, and the vat. The vat is almost done. Vitamelange needs to be shipped. The genetic data just needs input of that, and that's easy. So this is easy. This needs to be shipped from another area. Those 3 are basically done. That's reliant on that. I need to set up the lubricant delivery there. And that's the... Okay, it's not bad. So. I guess I should copy the whole thing, huh? I have a lot of these. I could maybe just take lubricant from there. I don't think it's worth it. It would just introduce its own issues. I can't use the same signal transmitter. It would be... Maybe I do. Maybe it's not worth dealing with that. Not even difficult, it's just sort of... Even if it's not difficult, it's just not worth it. Okay, so that'll be fine. Now I need to go to this planet, set up outgoing cargo rockets, set up the link of the stone up to here and prioritize this stone so it gets consumed, and then ship wood to space to turn it into sludge. The biosludge is just soaking the wood in cosmic water, which is just water and lubricant. It's very weird. Okay, that's still bad. This is frozen because I'm out of pyroflux, because wherever I deliver pyroflux to here is empty. Just sustained... The sustained impacts of stuff falling apart. Where is my... Here? Okay. So that's where it should get shipped soon enough. That should be soon. Once it provides all its deliveries, it'll be okay. The only thing I need to make sure of is... That's not going to be the first target. But... now I just need to decide... What do I need to bring? I need cargo launch pads. I need a lot of belts, which I should have on my ship. Why is this out of power? Is this supplying power to something? That sucks. Why? I guess I use the old classics. Otherwise it gets drained instead of the actual 20 gigawatt system. Mostly hoping this will help speed this up. Oh, it's... okay, that makes sense. It's not producing because the production from these is being eaten by this. But at least the accumulators are charging. The concern that is weird. This is fixed once that launches. This should launch in 1.3k per minute. They stack to 200. That's 6 stacks. So about 10 minutes that should launch. And it's less than 2 hours per launch, which is okay. Got power now? Good enough for me. Now I need to go to Garrus. That should be enough. Durus. Minute and a bit. That's fine. The rock is still here. It got hit. The rock got hit by a rock, and it hurt itself. I assume it was a rock that hit it. It could have actually been a robot exploding. Maybe. I'm not actually sure. if rocks take damage from bots exploding. I would assume so. Okay, and I can get back to this fly and get any missing bits. So this needs requester. I should just open the chest. Active and passive? No, it only needs the passive. Because it's only one physical item output. Oh, that's fine. Request from buffer chest in case it's necessary, which it shouldn't be. And that should work eventually. What calls for extract? Oh, just the actual final recipe. Interesting. How am I gonna extract this? I guess I could just prioritize extracting the spice into a cargo. Pretty sure I have a chest for cargo, yeah, good. Into a rocket silo. Prioritize the rocket silo, which I'm gonna need to provide fuel for. Destroy the rocks. Perfect. Which is why I wanted to do space elevator stuff, but space elevator stuff is struggling to come anywhere near viability. So I don't think this will produce enough oil. But I can do that if my ship has pump jacks, which I think it should. But it doesn't. It really should have pump jacks, so it should have pump jacks, oil refineries, and fuel refineries. These should always be in here. So I will grab all of this and some of that, and I will send this back to Novus. Oh yeah, this planet's really close, which is why this flight only took 2 minutes. It's also a moon, not a planet. I also want to ship that, but that is reliant on the space elevator. I'm just going to forget about it instead. I think I should control this for a minute. Well, a night, if they're only active if there are less than 60,000. So now, this will be a lower priority. Vulcanite, less than... I just need this to not be prioritized when it has a huge buffer. So now that won't be prioritized, which means the next one that should be given vulcanite should be here, which is the one that needs it the most because it does not have an entire giant chest to serve as a buffer. These should not be in here. I know why they are, but they should not be there. This needs to run to about here. I have to be more careful with this placement. There. So, this should be filtered to be only stone. Then I just need to get this into here somehow. Why is this balanced? Why is there 3? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They should all be about even. I'm not gonna try to balance this properly, because it should be, I think it should be fine. It should be less stone produced than consumed. That, yeah, I have to mine stone, which means this should need a supplement of stone. I think we should go there. What I'm gonna do is make the very questionable design choice. Of this. With the issue, obvious issue rising already. Which, I think actually, let's do that. It'll be fine. It'll definitely have issues. Yes means I just have this. Input left. That should be better. Not good, but good enough. Now, all of these logs need to then be removed. Are they logs, or is it just called wood? Wood. These are gonna all be shipped into space. just need to deal with the fairly straightforward logistics of space. Do I have a properly labeled name for... Nope. No cargo rocket supply. Cargo rocket supply. That'll be fine. This should be running at the intended speed. That does not look right. But I think it is. I can just sort of do this. Ooh, it's not symmetrical. Now we'll supply that. The rocket sector is annoying. Liquid rocket fuel is the most annoying part. But this should be going down. Test should be, as long as the production of stone, which is 0, is lower than the consumption, it's being consumed. That doesn't seem right. What's the stone? 0. Does this not count? That wouldn't be right. This is clearly producing stone. Weird. I'm not going to dwell on it. Yeah, this is going to be a pain. This is going to be going... There's going to be 3 landing pads that are going to be needed in this general area. 1 for wood, which will be producing biosludge, which will go near here. 1 each for the 2 components here, which I guess probably can go on there. This one might be a problem. But this will be this. It's called wood. I'm not going to ship wood anywhere else. And if I do, I might as well have the same name. Vitamelange spice? Vitamelange extract and spice. Vita and Vitamelange extract. Okay, good. So those will be fine. We're gonna need another silo though. This one's very goofy with how I have it set up right now. My ship needs to land and supply me with pump jacks and stuff. Which I will need to produce oil. I need to supply there, above, and down here. kind of awkward, but is generally going to be fine. Okay. Everything is mostly running as intended. This is a little bit under utilized, but I think that's predictable and expected. That's filling up pretty quickly. It's cutting into the production here, but not a big problem. Extract. And do I have any of these? Yes, I do. That will be fine. It's a bit awkward. I don't actually know if I have robots here. Yeah, not enough. I need way more. This should just be... I should just turn these to go upwards instead of what I have now, but this is a quick thing to do right this moment while I focus on other stuff. Like making sure I don't forget about my ship. Good. Here's... launch disabled. That's not right. How is completely full fuel insufficient fuel? It was just broken for some reason. Did anything change? No. Weird. Probably some minor bug. You still work as intended. I have to feed this out. This is such a waste of robot effort. This should not. This shouldn't beat me in the rear later. It should not pose any problem. Mainly that. Having a big chest of this is not a problem. Okay. Be reasonably painless to set up processing. Is there any actual use for methane in this, maybe? Ah, I can. No, I'd have to use biosludge to make oil from methane. I can make processed fuel, which is, I think, completely worthless in this context. Yep, nothing I can really do with the methane to make oil. Oh well, I can probably just plan to launch the barrels of methane if it ever gets full. Can this destroy? It can destroy cliffs, that's kind of useful. If you can make a ship just to destroy cliffs. Okay, but pump jacks, oil refineries. I should definitely have chemical plants. I was certain I'd put chemical plants on the system before, but... So, rocket fuel. Does it actually need... So, fuel refinery is the last step. Light oil can be broken down in chemical plants. Yep. Well, it's a fast enough turnaround. That's not a problem. I can focus on the more important task first. So, closest oil. That is a spaceship shape. 444. Oh, never mind. I got oil right in the middle there. Don't even need to travel. Now, where is it? Right here? Oh, my favorite. I haven't had to set up oil in a while. I love placing these down and figuring out how I want them to connect via pipes. Okay, that's better. Okay. At least I have super beacons at this point in time. And pylons. I don't need to deal with the usual nuisances. Just want it to accrue a bit while I'm setting everything else up. Am I gonna run the oil over here? Sure. Not too bad. I need to make sure that these are not going to get random garbage thrown into them. And all the random garbage should go into this inventory here. Which is not actually in range. I don't know numbers, so I can probably just design around this. I need water, which comes from over here. Should be fine. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The oil comes from below. This is advanced oil processing. I think so. So, this middle row, middle one should be oil. Those are the water. The water's split there, so I just need... I hope the water runs here. Good. Oh, good. Didn't go too far. No, easy water. Easy power. Easy beacon. Don't have productivities with me, but they should be on my ship. Nope. Okay. Do I want to actually change anything? Easiest to just copy that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are all not there. 2, 3. They should be fine. Oh. That's oil processing. Quick. Very simple. Left and right are not connected yet. That's not needed. Those can be connected then. 2, 3. Those all combine. Then I need to deal with these as necessary. So, heavy oil is completely unneeded. It just needs to be turned into light oil. Do I want to just copy this whole thing? I don't have a reason not to, but I could probably. Improve it at least a little. Definitely don't need this much. But why not go overkill? Cut off what doesn't get supplied with the existing beacon. And that's a perfect approach. And this. Fine, that'll be controlled. The water will go where it goes. Which I guess really will just be adding that. Fuel's not full yet. Okay, fine. I will need to. What time is it? Okay, time. This will need to be fed down, but that'll be annoying. I'll have to also feed there. They run this over this way. So deleting half of this is a non-issue. Apply the rocket fuel here, which will be fine. Have to route the pipes on the right here, which means this probably should be processing over here, but that's fine. So my ship should be in good state. There's some sort of issue with this. kind of annoying. I'll put the same thing here. That should be the water. What's the water extent at? It is at 265, so that's fine. Just, well, that's good, which is great that the water is in a good spot. So, painless there, that's fine. This is the input of that. I don't need this conversion most of the time, but I want it here for emergencies, in case for whatever reason I need more petroleum, which is unlikely. So, I should switch this area to be something that converts the petroleum basically just turns into solid fuel, which is what's going to happen with it. All going to turn to solid fuel. Somewhere over here. Solid fuel's at a fuel refinery, which I didn't grab from my ship. Great planning. But the ship should be here right now. Okay. There's my refineries and my chemical plants and my activity. Okay. Ah. Not up to date. That should be painless. First step is fuel refineries for petroleum. Let's get a little more space. Petroleum gas should be useless. If I need it, I can adjust. But for now, just convert it all to fuel. This is 5. I should do one more, because then it might be a better distribution. Somehow, I don't have power there. That is 1 point. Then I'm gonna do the opposite on this side. Border is here. Might not be enough. But I'm just gonna eyeball it because it's not super worrying. Somehow oh, because I shifted it up. Okay, that's fine. Then, rocket fuel is in a refinery with an input of light oil. Lots of complaining from the distant planet. And it should be consistent. It'll be much more pleasant. Oh. So I shouldn't need actual rocket fuel as a liquid. I should, or as a solid, exactly the opposite of what I said. I should just need to convert it to a liquid. That's not gonna work. I don't need to go further, so I can go over here. The visual on that's a little funny. Okay, that will connect up there eventually. It's one up there, one over here. What I need to do is always have pumps so that the giant buffer behaves better. But do I have non-offshore pumps? No. I seemingly do not. I have -2 pumps somehow. It must be that they pick them up and they're actually going to deliver them here. The negative must mean the number carried really? Okay, that's fine. Glad I have the pumps. 24. More than I thought I had. Okay. This will be done soon. One. Step 1. Oop. I hit C and accidentally shot a railgun. I'm glad I didn't hit anything important. Just have extras. Why not? Huge buffer of rocket fuel. Rockets should then fill up efficiently. Ooh, I shot that with the railgun, didn't I? Please repair it. There, there, and there. Run fuel in there, run fuel in there. Okay. Should be Simple enough. How is this going? This is not keeping up. Or this one's fine. Good. This is not a problem. That supply could be a problem. Yes, it is belt. Looks like belt limitations. Okay. That should better utilize space. Don't need more of those. I wonder if this is my best production of this, because it's purely dedicated to rocket fuel. 4,000 a minute, going up to almost 20,000. I don't know if any of the other place even competes. Ah, never mind, this is just 18,000 consistently. It'll take a while to fill up though. And these are perfectly fine. This is not connected to anything, which is not a problem. Excess light oil is fine, because it is the expected result. Why is that flickering? I guess that's the entire logistics system storage. And no, I don't know what's it's these that are causing the flickering. Okay, that's fine. That is fine because I can understand it. Okay, so rocket fuel will let me ship these. This will let me get the stuff into orbit above where I need the science. Not actually complaining about distance yet. Cool. I still need rocket sections, which is its own issue. Rocket sections are dealt with by robots. So this 1, 2. This calls for what is that? I can never remember what it's called. Space capsule. Compromised space capsule. I've never seen that. This calls for rocket section. Let's do the usual. Setup. This needs to be controlled by that. Space capsule equal to 0. It is enabled. Section less than 100. currently, that is okay. Then I need to figure out this. This will be a weird filter, but it'll be that, which will be super overkill. And then this will be not that. But I should filter this better. This should be the regular rocket sections. This one will be the packed sections, which will then need to be crafted. And moved into there. This is cargo rocket supply, which would be this, which should go to cargo. I didn't name it, did I? No, I did. Why is that not popping up? I'm missing something. Did I not commit to... known location versus that. Cargo, rocket supply. It could have more, but for now, I will launch it, which should land here, which should let me supply my cargo rockets, which in turn means I need to set up inputs to each rocket. Those are going to be built eventually, it seems. I don't trust it, but... okay, they're all built. They're all good. I fixed that. It should now be back with wood because this is not launching. This needs rocket sections, which I forgot that I needed the crafting step. I don't know how I forgot that, but unpacking. Ooh, actually I don't need that. I don't know where this plastic came from. I don't really need to speed this up, but it will get stuff processed faster, so that will at least be nice. So this will work. These will load. I still need more fuel, but that's fine. Do, however, need to carefully run this. Somehow that connected. Very unfortunately. Should empty it out. Okay, once one on the right, yeah, they're in there. How is that? Weird. Weird minor issues. Okay, make sure this is connected where I need it. There's definitely a more efficient, I also abandoned that, a more efficient way to do this. Can I throw that? I can throw that straight down. Cool. So that will drain the rest. Current issue seems to be heavy oil, which is because I didn't like that. Okay. Looks fine. Is this actually... Okay, it's not limited on output. So now I should have viable rockets. Excellent. Now I just need to set up the rockets and their landing points, and this should be okay. And yeah, I just have to set up, but... Oh, excellent. The stone is finally dying out. Only this one and that one's gonna take a while. A very long while. I should probably not have the wood go into the chest, but... Okay, this just needs to ship to Novus Orbit wood. Launch on cargo full. Which I also should set this one up better. Which is broken right now because I don't have the necessary beryllium to keep that crafting. Is it finally going? Nice. I am lost, but... Oh yes, that makes sense. Okay, that's safe. That is almost full of liquid rocket fuel. That needs to go to Novus Orbit at... Is this Spice? Yes. Novus Vital Launch Spice. Cargo full. This one, same thing, but extract. Cargo full. This will go just fine. I hope. I do need to set up automation for this. But it can wait a while. That's 5 rockets worth there. It'll be fine. I have way too many space capsules in this. The ratio of space capsules to rocket sections is... Actually, no, the ratio should be pretty close, but it didn't account for the preservation of the rocket that delivers it. Oh. No, I'm controlling it via the circuit. 230 and 13. Which is fine for now. Okay. Other than the fact that the wood is not leaving yet, this is doing fine. And I think I can leave it. I will, however, drop off some extra components. That I could maybe want if I need to fix anything remotely. Let's get out of here though. That should be functional. This is going better than it was before, even though no actual science is happening. Material 2 is the issue now. I don't know. Material, broad material. It's very messy. Broad material, corrosion resistance. Corrosion resistance should be somewhere here. Glass. That's fair. Shipping glass is inefficient, so I should set up glass in one of these. It's gonna be down below. Turn that into glass. Turn this into glass drop-off. I can't find glass from that list. Oh, there's a different recipe for glass that I totally ignored this whole game. It costs 8 times as much and makes 12 times as much, so it is 50% more glass at the expense of a small amount of pyroflux. I don't think that's worth it. 12 seconds for 12. 12 seconds for 12. The same craft time. It just saves a bit of sand, which is a positive, but I don't think it's like make or break. Sometimes align that. Ah, this left recently, which is why the fuel was even lower. Okay, the beryllium's going, which means these should be crafting good. Those should be running with higher level productivities. Why are these not beaconed? This is bad beaconed, but I really should be using those beacons, which will make these go faster, which is not important. Just such a weird. I've placed these beacons so weirdly. Okay, those. I want to beacon that, see one there. And then that. Hitting both, good. Doesn't really help much, but But it's still surprising this has not been as much of an issue as it could have been. Like, rocket fuel there has had to be scaled up, and I never actually scaled up the liquid providing component, which I've gotten away with it for till now, but I probably should have improved it a long time ago. That will help a bit. Okay, everything's fine, everything's fine. These are crafting, which means this is filling up. Wonderful. Research is still a mess, but I should have a bunch of wood delivered here. I then need to get rid of the rocket sections and space capsule. Active provider. Rocket section and space capsule. Get that out of there. The wood will go into the production of bio sludge made in B.E.A.M, which actually I put there. Should have paid more attention where I was putting it. Can't do that. For that. This will work for now, but I really should. It's not actually lined up, is it? Put it further away, make it easier to work with. Then rename that. This should be called wood. So it should get the deliveries from now on. Ooh. It's unnecessary for it to not just be a steel chest, but there. Biosludge from wood. That will start draining that. There. All that biosludge back up. It's gone. Means I don't need those. And that's enough to get started. And the biosludge is there. That outputs and goes to there. That feeds into there. I don't actually have a good connection to here because of bad design. Perfect. The biosludge is going to keep going until it fills up the tanks. We'll drain a bunch of the trees. Okay, there's our spice, and the extract will be a little bit. So, spice. Why is this not built? Oh, because I don't make lamps anywhere in this game. Okay. I really didn't expect that to be a big sticking point. Any nutrient, which needs the input, which needs this, which is fine. Okay. So now I just need to set up the output. This should be simple. This has one output. It makes my life really easy. So, providers. I do have those. That has not been delivered to yet, so it is actually spaced perfectly. Excellent. These need to be filtered away from that, which means it should be Vita spice. Not being here in person makes this more annoying to clear. I'm gonna clear it all. You can't control click, which is a shame. I just need a copy of the usual. That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flip it. Vita melange extract. Give me a supercharger. So, that's all fine. Then, I can provide her all that. Garbage, get it out of the way. So, spice, the extract is not too far, I think, yeah. It'll take a little while given that this is consuming all the spice, or all half the spice. Which will lower that production, but fine. This is here, that needs... Why do I actually not have crafting for biochemical facilities? I must have crafted a ton of them initially. Yep. That should be fine. Yeah, that should be non-issue. I don't actually need this one if I have that one, but these should, yep. So that'll be there, that'll get that. Then I can get the nutrient vat. Once I have the nutrient vat, I need to actually check if I'm supposed to be speeding up this stuff. No. Once I have the nutrient vat, it will let me craft the genetics. Once I have the genetics, this will be able to work. Simple request, go in there. One item output. Do actually need the input. Boom. I could also have that go directly. Sludge that. Vitamolish spice and nutrient vat. The nutrient vat will come from there. And the spice will come up from there. Painless. Painless, that'll be easy. I'm gonna remove that request. It should be supplied there. Okay, spice. I could belt it because it's such a short distance. That should be fine. That full. That'll go. This needs biomass, which needs the bioculture, which is here. Sure, there, that's fine. That's all outputting. Then I need my output, which is there, single item output. There's not a lot of... There's some. There's not a lot of... junk data and stuff. This is junk data. This is not junk data. These are all restricted. Good. Bioculture comes from here, which I could also belt. This will grab biomass from the requester. Blank data will need to be supplied. This only has one physical output, so that's fine. This just needs the same components. But this one does have junk data as well. That can be fine. Okay, I think this should all... This is such a low capacity, I don't need to limit it as much as I did. Which is actually the same with biomass, stacks to 5. Really should be checking stack sizes a little more. That requires this, which requires the actual lab to be here. Which is waiting on nutrient vats. Which I think is already fine. Very close. Being able to do stuff. Do I have just normal strong boxes? No, I only have those. What a shame. Get me... 20 of those. My power is mostly Thor still, which is super weird. That'll get built eventually. This is going constantly. That's because it's still filling this up. Fluids. Bio sludge. Making 960 per minute. It is... Oh no, it's in beacon range. 16 per second. That's actually a little slower than I would have thought. Okay. Stuff is moving. I mean, I don't have the computer set up and I don't have any of that ready, but everything else is moving. Oh. Oh. Huh? Oh, it's a near complete feedback of that. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, move this, and I just change how I have this set up. This needs to not grab genetic data. And then this one needs to not grab... It's not a vat, the bioculture. Okay, remove that. I turn this to request. Nope, don't do that. Whatever. Request this. And this should be fine now. It's a bit of a weird setup. This is supposed to be making bioculture, so if it's stuck on biocultures, it's working as intended. That's good. Biomass is... That's a little weird, but it clears out in time, so it's fine. It's just worrying. Really, it's fine though. That's producing biomass. I only need... This produces 2 per second. I need 65 per minute, which means this is making 120 per minute, so I'm fine. How does this make it once? Oh, it makes 10 at a time. Okay, that's why. And they're... Yeah, that makes sense. This is just working. One's working. Gotta check everything. Okay. I think everything's good. Now I just need to figure out if I want to leech off of this Astro system for my coolant. I probably shouldn't. It's probably a bad idea. Especially given how easy it should be to just set up like one of these. This makes 42. I need 400 cool thermofluid per minute. This makes 42 per second. Easy. I have a beacon there, so I should probably build it where I can feed off of that. Wait, okay, I have worm. There. Flip it. Should be painless. This should then put a feed down this way. I put it out of range because I'm really bad at estimating. Good. Now that will build. And I only need the cooling fluid. I mean, the next level is going to need to be cooled more. But I need it for pack, insight, catalog. Which I'm going to need to cool it more. I'm going to cool it more left. So, insights and catalogs will stay the same. Insight will change. Always have to hold shift. This will be Bioscience 1 and the catalog. Nope, I need the actual supercomputer, tier 2 supercomputer. because I think I have them already, might as well use them. I should rotate that. Make catalog. For now, this will just run this way. Oh, they're all actually in range, good. Simple there. One physical in, one physical out. This has a normal stack size. Yes, good. Work, and this needs to request one, and it has multiple physical outputs. I will need the usual active provider that is for the blank data. Blank data. Blacklist that. And find this. Hopefully won't get in the way there. Should request the insights, put them in there. And process. Reducing. Wonderful. We need the next step, which is the actual junk data. I need the actual client's pack to craft. And it short on extract? Ah, extract, not spice. I'm gonna launch it early. Just for the sake of making sure everything is working. And then I need to add the next tier of science. Boom. That should then start making me some bioscience. Bam, first one crafted. And I think this is gonna run reasonably smoothly. I can maybe update my significant data crafting. Wherever that is. Oh no, I have to actually do the research first. Which, can you get to the bio tree here? So, these are interesting but not important. Spidertron is the best. I need to do these researches for the sake of efficiency. Testing the yellow one, that one. Can't queue it because these are in the way. Can't do this one because I missed one of these, maybe? I'll wait. Well, let's move this to the back, actually, get these going. Because, yeah, they're very quick. What is missing here? 3, 3, 3. Oh, I guess there's other, just more variants on the 3. Oh, green, purple. Oh, green. Green. There's just a lot of those. And that will improve efficiency a lot? So the current one I'm using is the Astro Physics Simulation. 12, 12, 12 outputs, 8 significant data, and 28 blank. The final one is 9999, producing 10 with 26 blank. 36, 36, 36 to 8, 36 to 10. It's not a huge improvement, but an improvement is an improvement. The current slowdown is bioscience. That's fair. Which is currently limited by the fact that these default values are far too low because stuff behaves weirdly with these manufactories. And now it should run somewhat more consistently. Still gonna hitch occasionally, but it's only supposed to be 20 per minute. And if it can craft 2.6 per second, and the end goal is 20 per minute, it's not gonna run at full speed all the time. I'm still close to Spidertron. It will be helpful, I think. I don't know what all of those pieces of equipment are. The one to the right of the reactor is... unrecognizable. So one to the right of this, so it is the portable fusion, which is a lower tier. Okay. Make a Spidertron. I will need biomass, which I'll have to carry down from space. I will need to set up... Okay, I need to set up rocket launcher crafting and maybe exoskeletons? Yes, exoskeleton and rocket launchers. Rocket launcher and skeleton. I really doubt I'm gonna ride a Spidertron much, but it should, unless the Spidertron's already gonna be too weak to deal with 0.98 evolution factor. There's the various defenses that I probably need for Spidertrons. Energy shields. Are energy shields locked behind bio, or did I just not bother researching them? I think I just didn't bother researching them because they were irrelevant. Okay, so I can get to energy mark 3s, I think. Maybe, if I have this. Mark 1, I could craft that in space. I think all of these just get crafted in space. Which feels wrong, but... and I need to actually research it. Shield. 1, 2, 3... 4 is too far. I can research all those. Those are things that should go onto a Spidertron. I'm gonna carry a bunch of rockets, which I have a few chests that are filling up. They will need personal roboports, which I think should be crafted. At least the defaults are, and that's honestly good enough. And I'm pretty sure the upgraded version should be crafted somewhere too. Ah, just a couple spaces over. But given the time, this will probably not finish researching today. I'm gonna look briefly. The next tier of science. It will need this experimental stuff. And piping a bunch of stuff around, but it shouldn't be too bad. I still need to do the research to be able to do the next tier of science. What is this? Bioscrubber. Is that the next set that I need to research after the Spidertron? Because I love the Spidertron. I want to be able to use it. Mining productivity is huge. It's super useful. It will add up over time. These are weird. I don't know how useful being able to deploy these bugs could possibly be, but it exists. These are interesting. I'm assuming 10% move speed? Yeah, 10% move speed per upgrade. 10% health, or just, okay, 50, which is, I think, more than 10%. Dexterity is manual crafting speed, which is worthless at this point in the game. This is high value, though. Better, I'm gonna clear that. More efficient use of science packs is super good. And I think a point of that is nice. I'm actually going to skip the energy shields for now, because they're not really necessary, and those other two will be much more useful. I'm gonna do that, it should be sooner. But that's a good spot. Spidertron will be researched relatively quickly. The next tier of science probably should be researched before I do the Spidertron, because then I can actually set it up and everything. But I should apply that. I'm short on insights though, which might be a big problem. But it should catch up just fine. Yeah, that's okay. So that's working now, which is great. I think I will stop here. And continue this next week. I think I need that because I request it. So next week I should be able to get the Spidertron, get a better setup on Saturday. I'm never gonna rip this out. It's very weird looking because this didn't have space down there, so I built it up instead of down. But I stopped. Tomorrow I will probably play Don't Starve because I enjoy it and I want to space this out a bit for my own sanity. So, thanks for watching, chatting, and hanging out. Have a nice night, day, etc. Bye.